Hi, I'm Chris West with Johnson Plastics Plus. I'm on the customer success team, and today we're going to talk about laser engraving and laser cutting. And specifically, we're going to talk about the Air Assist feature, what it is, how to use it, and the best practices to utilize this feature in order to get the best results on your laser. So what the Air Assist feature is an air pump that is in line with the laser head itself. So when the air pump is on and you're running Air Assist, there is a stream of air that comes out of the laser head at the same time that the laser beam also comes out of the laser head as well. And it blows a stream of air right where the laser beam contacts the material and vaporizes the material, and it helps prevent a couple issues, and the main one is what we call flare-up. And it's an issue that most often happens when you're cutting your material. If you do not have Air Assist on, sometimes what can happen is the material gets so hot that a little flame kind of pops up right where the cut's happening. And so the Air Assist, when it's running, it will blow a stream of air on the material as it's being cut, as it's being vaporized, to prevent that flare-up issue and prevent melting and charring of the edges and curling that can sometimes happen on some plastic materials. So Air Assist can be utilized with vector cutting or raster engraving on your laser. And there are times when you want to use Air Assist for cutting, and you also want to turn it off for cutting. It just depends on the material. And there's times when you want to turn it off for engraving or even on for engraving, but again, depends on the material. So what I have in front of me here are an example of running Air Assist for a raster engraving on Romark material specifically. And the first sample I have here is showing what happens when you run Air Assist on raster engraving. This piece was engraved and then cut out, and it's not been cleaned. And you can see how dusty the sample is here. And if we were to wipe this off, I'll just kind of quickly do this, you can see just how dirty and sooty the engraving results are in the graphic there. So this is a good example of why you don't want to run Air Assist while raster engraving in a lot of cases, because what happens is as the material gets vaporized, that vaporized material gets blown right back into the engraved area of your piece. And while that's still hot and it's getting hit by that beam, it'll actually kind of re-adhere itself into the engraved area and make it look really muddy like this. So this is a good example of why you want to avoid using Air Assist in many cases for raster engraving. So my other sample I have is the same graphic run at the exact same settings, except we have Air Assist off for this sample. And you can see that this sample has not been cleaned at all. This was taken right out of the laser. And you can just see just how much more clean and crisp the graphic is on this sample when Air Assist is not running. So that vaporized material is able to come up and off and out of the laser and not be deposited back into the graphic. And you can get really nice, clean, crisp results with high contrast, just like you expect from a material like this. So this is a great example of why not to use Air Assist when you are raster engraving your project. Okay, so now we're going to demonstrate Air Assist on the Flux laser, and we're going to first show you what happens when you vector cut your graphic when Air Assist is turned off. So we'll first open our laser, and we'll place our material. And then you're going to want to focus your laser head to your material, so we'll do that now. And now we're in focus, and we'll go ahead and close our laser. And we're going to take a picture of our sheet material on the bed so we know where to place our graphics. So the Flux lasers take a series of pictures of your bed, your laser bed, so that you can see exactly where you want to place your graphics before you actually send the job to the laser. So now I'm going to place my graphic where I need it on my sheet now that I have the image of our bed. And now we're going to send the job to the laser with the Air Assist off so that we can see an example of what that flare-up looks like and kind of why you want to avoid doing this. Here's an example of a vector cut graphic with the Air Assist turned off, and as you can see, the edges of the cut line are very charred, and it even charred away some of the masking of the material, which is not what we want in our job. This causes damage and issues with the material itself. So now we're going to run another example using Air Assist turned on for the cutting portion of the job, and we're going to switch materials to do that here. So we have new material, so we're going to refocus our laser, make sure it's in good focus. So we'll put her down here, I guess. Autofocus. All right, we'll close that. And I'm going to take another quick picture of the bed so we know where to place our graphics. So now we're going to run our job again, and we're going to do the cut lines first, and we're going to have Air Assist on, and we should see a very big difference. So now you can see these cut examples here. You can see how much more clean the edges are of the cut. There's no charring or melting happening, and that's because our Air Assist helped minimize that flare-up and that extra heat that causes those issues. This is a great example of why you want to use Air Assist when vector cutting your materials. So now we're going to do a raster engraving example on these cutouts. And we're going to run one with Air Assist on and one with Air Assist off so we can see the difference. And we can see exactly why we don't want to use Air Assist on raster engraving on this kind of material. So first we're going to try and keep our material as still as we can, and we're going to peel off the masking off of our cutout shapes here. Being careful not to bump them too much. Here's our two finished pieces. The first one was run with Air Assist on for engraving, and the second one was run with Air Assist off for engraving. And you can see just how much of a difference there is between the two and why it's so beneficial to have Air Assist off for raster engraving like this. You can find all of our Romark sheet products on our website, jpplus.com, as well as any tech tips and setting recommendations can be found there as well. If you have any questions or you need any specific help on your project, feel free to give the customer success team a call and we'll be glad to help you out.